Everybody's here. Oh, Kenny Calderon.
Yes, indeed.
There we go.
He is I, and I am him.
We'll be able to do this hopefully soon together.
Okay.
There we go. Justin just got the interface and the microphones.
Yes.
From me.
I'm excited to nerd out over that tomorrow.
Yep, we got more stuff here too, so. Getting things ready.
Werner.
Right into it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. It's been a while. It's been like, what, 4 months? 5 months?
4 or 5, yeah.
Or more.
Roughly.
More.
Give or take?
Give or take, yeah. And we're in that ballpark.
Yeah, so this is just a really quick, small little podcast feed, just to go ahead and recap how everybody's been doing.
Mm-hmm. Our reintroduction to the world.
Yeah. Yes. So
we got some stuff to talk about.
Yeah. But we're on a time frame, so we got about like 18 minutes to get everything off. So let's just start off with Justin, then Kenny. I'll close it out. Go ahead.
So we got James Gunn and Peter Safran, new heads at DC, putting in some work, cleaning the slate as it should be, getting some continuity in there. I'm excited. I'm really excited to see what James Gunn and Peter Safran do. James Gunn can do no wrong in my eyes. He's proven it time and time again. Big nerd, shows how much he loves the stuff. And I think he's going to stay true to the source material, which is what we've been asking from these creators. And I think James Gunn has his ear to the ground. He's listening to the people. He's very active on Twitter. So I think that he's going to give the people what they want. And I'm excited to see what he does. And he's already unleashed the first, they're calling it chapters. So he's unleashed the first chapter. I forgot what the name of it was, but they did release the name of the chapter. So unlike Marvel, they're not doing sagas, they're going to do chapters. And some of it we got Blue Beetle coming out. We have listed as Batman Brave and the Bold. We have Superman. We have a Green Lantern show. We got a lot of stuff coming up in the next couple of years for DC. So I think it's about time. The comic community is better when DC is better. I truly believe that. I've said it before, I'm a big fan of Marvel, but DC has all the best toys and has the big guns, and I want to see what they can do. And I think, like I said, I think James Gunn and Peter Safran are going to really pull it together.
Yeah, I agree. The name of the first chapter is Gods and Monsters.
That's what it was. Okay.
And it's going to revolve around Superman, Batman. Wonder Woman is not slated for the first chapter at all, but he has left the door open for Gal Gadot to come back and reprise her role as Wonder Woman. He also openly spoke about how he got the job 6 months ago, and he was slated to write the first Superman movie in this new continuity. But Henry Cavill was never part of the plan, so the execs over at DC, or rather Warner Brothers, gave off some false starts.
Yeah.
And supposedly what started this whole thing was The Rock really wanted to show off Henry Cavill and Black Adam on the same screen. And he pretty much went over everybody's head, went straight up to the execs and said, hey, this is what I want to do, and this is what the fans want. It's true, but unfortunately, this is what we got. No Henry Cavill, no Rock, no nothing. We might get Jason Momoa as Lobo. You know? So let's see what happens. Kenny's drawing, he's flickering his eyes, and he has some shit to say.
Yeah, he's got some stuff on his mind.
I'm just upset that they got rid of my dog. That's all I'm saying. You know, they got rid of my boy Henry. You know what I'm saying? Before, like, I feel like he could have really shined in the role. Because any Superman purist will tell you, sure, there's no Superman like Christopher Reeve, and arguably they would be correct, right? Because that iteration of Superman did the character a lot of justice regarding the hopefulness, the optimism, and so forth. However, I don't discredit what Zack Snyder did with his iteration of Superman, because that Superman was for a more current audience, right? And it was fresh in my eyes in the regard of not everyone's going to be accepting of a mysterious person with metahuman abilities saving people and not getting any credit. You know what I mean? Like, that's why I feel like a lot of the Snyder movies were smarter than what people give it credit for.
Mm.
You know what I mean? That, sure, there's purists, and like I know that there's a few of them in my circle, as a matter of fact, that went into Man of Steel like, oh, why does it have to be so dark? Why did he have to be so emotional? And this and that. It was like, if the government knew that there was an alien living among us with the ability to annihilate the entire human race, would they say, oh yeah, sure, you're our, savior? Go, Absolutely not. They would line up the National Guard at his front door.
They're kind of doing
You know
that
what I'm saying?
with the balloons and the UFO quote unquote stuff.
Come on, son. You're saying, like, that's why I enjoyed Man of Steel. Plus, it gave us a legit Kryptonian fight that was on the scale of like Dragon Ball, which is, in my opinion, what those fights would be. I mean, Superman 2 did it also, but granted, with the limitations of the technology and everything, I think they did it well. The whole thing with Black Adam, you gotta take that with a grain of salt, right? Black Adam was written by The Rock's writing team.
Yeah.
That hence why The Rock was never going to be what a true Black Adam, should be depicted as.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
he's gonna straddle the line, but he's never gonna be a bad guy. So let's just call it what it is. Good. It was a decent movie. I'm not gonna say it was good. It was decent. It had really good action scenes. I really really liked Pierce Brosnan as Dr. Fate. That was
Hell
fantastic
yeah.
casting choice.
Hell yeah.
Right. That was fantastic casting choice. I liked Hawkman. I liked him. I do disagree with the with the way they powered him in Black Adam. There's no way he'd have gone toe to toe with Black Adam. 100%.
Well, okay. But first, Hawkgirl went toe to toe with Green Lantern, John Stewart, which is what kind of triggered that romance.
Right.
I'm gonna stop there.
Look, Black Adam and Superman.
I know.
Believable. Completely believable, right? Shazam, Superman, Black Adam. That's completely believable. Those are two completely, like, those are power tiers that are really, like, far apart. There's a big power gap there between Hawkman and Black Adam. You know what I'm saying? This is a big power gap there. So I think they may have either overpowered him or just, nerfed Black Adam just for the sake of that fight. I feel that Dr. Fate was underused in that fight. And, the Justice Society as a whole could have been depicted a little better. I don't like when I heard the announcement of the film, I was excited about it because Adam Smasher and see, this is it. She was so forgettable. I don't even remember who she was in the Justice Society right now. You know what I mean? Because she barely did anything. I think the roster choices could have been a little better, right? To go up against Black Adam, for there to be some real stakes in that conflict. Dr. Fate was a great choice, right? Hawkman was a good choice, although I don't think he'd have been able to go like 2 rounds with Black Adam. Shoot, why couldn't they have brought in some of the Golden Age guys? You know what I'm saying? Why not Alan Scott? Why not what's this guy's name? Dr. Midnight.
Dr. Midnight.
You know what I'm saying? Guys
The
with
Flash.
Who?
The original Flash.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like that even though sure the power levels would have been a little mismatched, they would have been able to hang with Black Adam. You know what I mean? Yes. So as a whole, it was another popcorn movie. For me, it was just another Fast and the Furious movie. You know what I'm saying? It was
because they family.
Yeah, because your movies don't need to make sense when you got family. You know what I'm saying? Your comic movies don't need to be on par with the source material when you got family, right?
True.
I am excited to see what James Gunn is going to do. The Flash movie looked fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lose hope that he'll bring Henry back, right?
I think
because he has
the Crisis of Infinite Earths type proportion.
I think they're gonna bring him back.
I think they're gonna bring him back. I think he's gonna be Kingdom Come Superman,
which I'm on board with.
I'm
on board with.
I think Batfleck will be back too, and he'll be Kingdom Come Batman.
Sure.
He's doing
for that, that's why I'm not like all the way mad, right? Because he left it very ambiguous. He was like, he just wasn't a part of this first slate. I would have liked to have seen a follow-up to Man of Steel, right? Even if it wasn't Snyder.
Stop right there. I'll say it this way. He introduced Elseworlds into this.
This is true.
Robert Pattinson has his own Batman now. Joker, his own universe too.
Yeah.
And main continuity is going to be played by the Green Lantern, the new Superman, the new Batman, which, by the way, I really hope is Jensen Ackles.
Okay.
I think he will kill it. And he's been after that role forever. And he's the right age.
Yeah.
So,
I could see that.
Mm-hmm.
I could see that. I like Jensen. I don't know. I have a wait and see attitude about what could potentially come from that. Peacemaker was a good show, but
general continuity.
Yeah, it's it was one of those shows that didn't take itself too seriously. The Suicide Squad, great movie, right? But it didn't take itself too seriously, which was great. I'm hoping that it doesn't go the route of Love and Thunder, You know, where now they see that, oh, if we do the extra goofy stuff, we're gonna get more ticket sales. Nah. It worked with Thor because the first two Thor movies thought that it was Shakespeare. So when they did Thor Ragnarok, it was refreshing. It was like, oh, okay, I'm
Thor,
back. I'm back on board with Thor now, right?
do this, son of a bitch.
Yeah, and then you know what I'm saying. Then you get Love and Thunder, and they just what I'm saying. They went off the cuff with it, like it was just too much. You know that I think that like Love and Thunder could have done a lot to sort of set up this next phase. You know what I mean? Ideally, such serious topics that were involved in that movie, right? With Jane Foster dying of cancer. You know, um,
Gore
uh,
the God Butcher
uh,
ruled
right?
that.
Gore, the God Butcher, like that could have been like a serious big bad. And he was in the film for like a whole 20 minutes. You know what I
And
mean?
butcher one god.
The butchered one god. You know what I'm saying? That's not exactly
One
a
got on
butcher. That's like
and the rest of them.
that's a yeah.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
like
Yeah.
that's like Gore, the god killing hobbyist. You know what I'm saying? Because he killed one god. It's not the god butcher. You know, I do this for fun. You know. Then I don't know. I feel like it's just a waste of material. You know what I'm saying? And then I haven't seen it yet. I'm pretty sure you guys have, right? Quantumania.
I haven't seen it.
I'm. You haven't seen it?
Nope.
I haven't seen it yet. I'm hearing really bad things.
I'm hearing both.
Yeah, I'm hearing both as well.
I'm hearing both, and then the only thing I hear is that Kang kills it, steals
Yeah,
the entire, and there's more of a Kang movie than it is a Ant-Man movie, and there's no repercussions to anything.
right.
I'm not going to put out spoilers from what I've heard because I have clients left and right. Obviously, I'm a pop culture tattoo artist. This is what I do
Right.
for a living. So
Right.
literally, people walk in and out every day, and they're like, "Hey, did you hear about this? Spoiler, spoiler, spoiler,
Sure.
spoil." And it's like, that's cool. I didn't know, but whatever. I already got. I fired one client because of the Spider-Man thing. We're not going to talk about that.
Yeah.
You know. And at the end of the day, yeah, man. Like I hear a lot of things through the grapevine, and it's like, hey, look, so this happens. There's no real repercussions. There's no real this. There's no real that. I'm not going to say a spoiler that I heard about the overall outcome. But at the end of the day, if there's no real repercussions except for like timeline bullshit, like what's the point?
Mm-hmm.
There's no stakes. There's no stakes.
And I
If
think
if it's timeline stuff, that means that something's going to get erased,
Mhm.
which means there was no real connection to it. You know what I mean?
So, not rumor mill, but like reports. Robert Downey Jr. is back in talks again to return as Iron Man.
I heard about that.
Yep, heard about that.
And they're offering him a ridiculous amount of money to come back as Iron Man.
Of course.
Not as I'm like, oh, I'm going to offshoot it for like a 15-minute shot and call it a day. No, come back as the new MCU's and just in general MCU's Iron Man. Which we could have seen coming with Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Because, oh, he erased me from, by the way, spoiler alert, even though if you haven't seen it, it's 2 years old.
Okay.
But 3, oh, yeah, I don't want people to know that I'm Spider-Man. He erased me from the continuity. Nobody knows who I am. What's stopping people? And let's bring back all the villains that died in all the other universes and make this their afterlife or their purgatory, which is a real continuity universe, which is intertwined with the MCU, which is now going to bring into Secret Wars, which is now going to play into, like, bro, Robert Downey Jr. was going to come back.
Yeah. My guess was that like I heard that he was coming back, right? So my guess was that he was going to be like a fourth ghost, like an AI version of himself
Mm,
to like guide a protege like Ironheart.
right.
You know what I'm saying? That would make more sense to me. Now, with continuity stuff, especially now with the whole multiverse and quantum mania and the different branches of reality, sure, I could see that. I could see uh, him coming back in the role, you know, but he he'd have to be like different for me.
Mm,
I think
Like otherwise, that first iteration of Iron Man, why kill him off?
I say make him a variant.
You know, like I feel like he could still
Put him
be
in
the
a
playboy, but I think he should like they should revisit the whole drinking problem thing.
mm, mm.
like he's a
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
like maybe yeah, like the whole demon in the bottle thing. Like they kind of skin the surface on that, right?
That's true.
And let's say let's say he becomes Iron Man from a different means. He didn't have that whole attack on his conscience. You know what I'm saying? So he's still the playboy. He's still uh, rich
you mean
and full of himself.
on to a new Iron Man, which is an ongoing Iron Man, a variant of the old Iron Man that died, that will play off and have his own redemption arc, coming off of like, yo, this Iron Man died to save the universe.
Uh-huh.
You're the same guy that we're deep down inside.
Right.
Okay, I can see that.
And then we can get like a true like a true Iron Man sort of mythos, right? Like again, I feel like they're not these creators aren't really utilizing the source material, to its fullest potential.
Yeah, because they're trying to keep everything not cohesive to the comic books. Yet they change the characters to look like comic book characters,
Of course.
cinematic characters in the comic books,
Mm,
and change the storyline of the comic books to retcons so they can go ahead and be more MCU.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me.
We're in a last minute warning. I'm just going to go ahead and bring it out now. We'll be coming back to this again. This is just a teaser type deal.
hmm
Back into the game run. Justin seen some of the equipment. You've heard about some of the equipment, Kenny.
Mhm.
So we have equipment to actually make this a in-room thing in the near future. And also to have our own home setups without issues. That we can connect our phones, our computers, and all that stuff, so we can actually have a real podcast feel to everything.
Yeah.
So we're going to be doing this more often. I'd say once a week is what we're going to try and shoot for from now on again.
hmm
And that'll be coming in March. Because right now, this last week, we got to get situated again. I know you got a convention coming up,
I
Kenny.
just had it.
Huh?
I just had it yesterday.
Oh, you just had it. Okay, we just passed the convention.
Yeah.
Okay.
Justin, you're dealing with school stuff
Mhm.
for the time being. Got to get schedules organized. And
Yep.
I'm booked out for several months. So I got to figure out the time frame too, because we all have families and significant others we got to get back to.
hmm
So making sure that we're on time frames that are very cohesive and fluid with what we got going on.
Yep.
You know, I'm thinking a different time slot, maybe 7 o'clock
Yeah.
from now on.
Yeah.
Keep it a little earlier.
hmm
Pace going for everybody, especially since people are going to work tomorrow, for instance.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, tomorrow's President's Day, so a lot of people aren't working, but you get what I'm saying.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And there's new looks, new setups. Justin is currently in the lobby of Black Hand Studios. I'm currently in my station at Black Hand Studios. You are currently in your home studio. hopefully we'll be able to bring this on to a round table type situation in the near future. But yeah, I'm no longer at the old shop that I was at, Badfellow. I'm now at Blackhand. Everything is good. We're all good. I just decided to make this move here. My studio is pretty sweet. I got my little things going on over there.
Very nice.
But I'll do a reel in the near future showing off everything. And then, yeah, I think this is something we can continue doing in the near future and really thrive at. Do a lot of our plugs, like Justin. I know you're trying to get into the videography and podcasting for real with us.
Yes, yes.
As a unit, we're going to do this all together. We also have merch coming out with each artist that's going to be coming into this podcast. We have different things that we're going to be plugging into. Kenny, you're working on a bunch of projects right now. I'm working on a bunch of tattoos. We're going to be integrating toy reviews as well, stuff like that. Cool stuff in the near future. We got the equipment now galore we can really play with. So
yes,
nice.
It's fun. It's going to be good.
And lighting galore that we can play with as well. Stuff like that. So, oh yeah, Kenny saw that. But yeah, guys, I think this was a good start just to get everything going again. There's clearly a lot we need to talk about. Movie verse, business verse, everything in general.
Yeah.
But we got time. And if we break it up into 20, 30-minute podcasts, maybe even an hour a week, we can cover everything accordingly.
Mm-hmm.
Kenny, are you going to be doing any of these live ones from conventions and hotel rooms?
Let's see. My next show is Puerto Rico.
That'd be cool.
That's in April.
Nice.
Yeah. I think I can do that. I can do it. And then I'm taking most of the summer off. And after the summer, it's Baltimore. No, it's Puerto Rico, North Carolina, Baltimore, and New York.
Okay.
So yeah,
I've got only local conventions this year, Florida, that is.
Yeah.
There is a few, but I'm just gonna name the ones that are for sure happening. The one just passed was Anime Inc. That already happened a couple weeks ago. The next one I think I'm gonna be doing is South Florida Tattoo Expo, which is in August, if I'm not mistaken, or July. It's here in Coral Springs, like 5 minutes from the shop. The one after that is in September. That one's in Miami on the fairgrounds, or in Miami, the youth fairgrounds. In the building. It's the All-Star Tattoo Convention Invitational. So you have to be invited to go and tattoo there. And then not sure which one I'm doing after that, but I'll be doing a couple there. Then we'll be doing live stuff left and right. I'll be doing live feeds with tattoos in the next couple weeks as well. I got a lot of cool projects coming up and projects I'll be finishing, as well as professionally shot reels, stuff like that. So there's a lot of cool stuff. There's a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah, a lot of stuff in the pipeline.
Yep.
For sure. Yep.
But all right, guys, it's 10:05 Eastern Standard Time, and we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up, guys.
So thank everybody for joining us. And like you said, weekly we'll be back, and we got a lot of stuff for you guys coming up. So please stay tuned. And if you're not following, do follow us on here, Instagram, and on YouTube. Pop link on YouTube as well.
Shazam.
Bam.
Bam.